Luck has to do with the fact that we're all superstitious about the chaos and the forces that control life on this planet for all animals. And it's allied, of course, with religion, with voodoo, and with everything else that we do every day of our lives. We just pray that the comet doesn't hit us today, but it will. It's lucky that the four of us can be in this room together. It's a miracle, in fact, that nobody's dead yet. So that's luck. As far as gambling sort of luck, I should tell you that I don't believe in that. I have never gambled even a nickel in my entire life. And I wouldn't consider it, because I have no faith in winning. Of course it comes by accident. Not in a gambling hall, of course, where it's rigged against you. But in life, of course it is an accident. Everything is accident. I am personally extremely lucky to be able to write my books and have no boss to tell me what to do. Sleep as late as I like in the morning, although I always get up and work nonetheless. And to have an audience for my books. That's extremely lucky. Well, I mean, every breath you draw is a stroke of luck when you get older. And we do know that death awaits us all. And it's coming soon for most of the human race. Have no fear, though. Obama will save us all.
Really?
No, I'm only kidding. No one can save us. If I could go back in time to a given age, I would be 6 months old again. I was very close with my mother. She had just what I wanted. I didn't have to pay taxes. Everything was good. In fact, it's a kind of miracle that everybody at the age of 15 doesn't commit suicide. I think what keeps us going is the desire for sex. And that's pretty lucky. Otherwise, our species wouldn't be here. This is fun. You know, I don't get to make great art graphically very often. I'm really enjoying this. I'm drawing fish. Fish are my totem animal. There is no opposite of luck. I mean, unluck, bad luck. But it's all connected with fate. We're talking about fate, right? An accident. Accident which rules the universe. I think what happens to you happens to you. I mean, there is individual free will, of course. But ultimately, it really doesn't matter what you do. Whether you create great art or sit on the street and drink from a bottle. It's all comes down to the same thing, ultimately, doesn't it? What we do in our lives is just a personal choice as to what is going to make us get through each day more easily, I think. Well, there are gloomy people and there are happy people. I happen to have a gloomy philosophy, but I'm extremely happy nonetheless. One of my heroes, the angriest old man in the world, who is no longer with us now, he angrily raked up every leaf that fell on his property for his entire life. And the result is the ground there is like concrete. 50 years of raking dirt. It's just like concrete. But in my yard, right over the fence, 1 foot away, it's a rich mulch of leaves and twigs, because once they fall there, they're going to stay there forever. So they're very lucky leaves. You see, the leaves that fell on his side are unlucky leaves. The ones that fell on my side are extremely lucky, because they get to deteriorate and build the soil. I have been so far, but it's bad voodoo to do such an interview, because you're just calling down the fates to talk about your luck. I kind of wake up every day and expect things to go well, although, of course, ultimately, they will not. But after I'm done, I'm going to ask you questions about luck, and you stand over here, and then we'll see. What was your most unlucky moment in life? I'll tell you one. When I was a student at the IRS workshop, the local press of the university would publish one book of short stories every year. And I thought, boy, it'd be great if they published mine. And I tried for 2 years in a row, and I was extremely unlucky in that I was a finalist, but they didn't choose my book. But this is a wonderful example of being unlucky that became very lucky, because had they chosen it, then my first book would have come from some small press. But as it turned out, since I was so unlucky and they didn't choose it, I became extremely lucky and had it published with a big press. And here I am today. Fate is fate. It's just what's going to happen. We have no control over it, which is why I write novels, because when I write a novel, I can control the fate of the characters and their luck, if you want to call it luck. I can make them suffer, which I do, and I can control that small universe, which, none of us can do. That's why we're talking about this subject. It's lucky that I have a talent for writing and for working, and that I was able to discover that, because when I was a younger man, of course, I was kind of wandering in my life and doing a lot of drugs and getting into a bad scene, and that could have gone the other way altogether. But it's work that saved me. The idea that I could make my own work and be my own boss and make art, that's what my whole life has been dedicated to since. And when you're 80 and all hunched over and crippled and you're just going across the street at the intersection here, you're moving at such a slow pace that the kid on the bicycle ahead of you is run over by the bus instead of you. You see? Maybe I'll sign my precious drawing. How's that?
Yeah,